In the natural world, nothing is random. Over millions of years of evolution, every species has developed its own unique survival strategy. But what happens when escape is impossible? When size, strength, and speed cannot save you from a predator? That is when nature reveals its most ingenious creativity. Survival is not just an instinct, it is a science. Every defense mechanism is perfected by natural selection. Some solutions seem impossible, others insane. Yet all of them work. Here are the best and most incredible animal defenses, where evolution turned them into true masters of survival. Watch until the very end. The last strategy will definitely surprise you. Spitting cobra. What if a look could do more than scare? What if it could injure, inflict a real burning wound from several feet away without ever touching? In the savannas of Africa and the forests of Asia lives a master of long-distance defense, the spitting cobra, whose main weapon is not the bite but a perfectly precise jet of venom. When threatened, this snake does not rush to attack. It freezes, lifts its head, and its hood spreads wide like a dark sail. Then, with a sharp muscle contraction, it fires venom through specialized channels in its fangs. It is not a stream, but more of a mist of tiny droplets, like an aerosol, reaching 2 or 3 meters. When it hits the eyes, the venom causes instant searing pain, as if hundreds of invisible needles were stabbing them. The target is blinded, disoriented, and thinks only of one thing: escape. Is this not a brilliant way to buy time for retreat? But why such a method? Scientists believe this extraordinary ability developed as a response to the emergence of our ancestors. The upright stance and curiosity of early humans made their eyes a perfect target. Cobras adapted by creating venom that disables rather than kills, ideal against a large persistent enemy. One accurate spit, and the danger is neutralized without a deadly fight. But what if the venom does not even need to be sprayed? What if the skin itself becomes a poisonous armor? A terrible poison dart frog. How can the most colorful and beautiful creature in the forest also be the most deadly? This tiny amphibian carries a warning right on its skin, a warning one should never ignore. In the rainforests of Colombia, among the humid greenery, lives a tiny frog, the poison dart frog. Its skin, painted in piercing bright colors, secretes one of the strongest toxins in nature. This toxin, batrachotoxin, is so powerful that an amount the size of a pinhead is enough to stop the heart of an adult human. The frog does not attack, it simply exists. Its skin, like a sponge, is soaked with poison. Any predator that dares to grab it receives a deadly dose, causing paralysis. Is this not the ultimate passive defense, where the body itself becomes an untouchable fortress? Its bright colors are not decoration, but a living sign of biological danger. In the wild, they eat certain ants and mites from which the toxins are obtained and stored. Without this diet, the frog becomes harmless. Bright colors as a warning, and skin as a toxic shield. But what if no poison is needed? What if nature relies on sheer speed and brute force? The mantis shrimp. What if your punch was so fast it made the water around you boil with a single strike? In the warm tropical seas among coral reefs hides one of the ocean's most fearsome fighters, the mantis shrimp. Its weapons are a pair of raptorial claws striking with unimaginable speed. Its strike is a true wonder of biomechanics. It does not simply swing its claw, it cocks it back like a crossbow, storing massive energy in a spring-like structure. When the latch releases, the claw shoots forward at the speed of a bullet from a .20 caliber gun. The strike is so fast that the water in front of it literally boils, creating a cavitation bubble. As it collapses, the bubble produces a second shockwave, a flash of light, and temperatures of thousands of degrees. The result is a double hit, first from the claw itself, then from the sonic explosion. Is this not the most perfect close combat weapon nature has ever made? The most incredible thing is its eyes. The mantis shrimp has the most complex vision in the animal kingdom, with 16 kinds of photoreceptors compared to our 3. This lets it perceive polarized light and colors we cannot even imagine. Such vision gives it unmatched precision in judging distance to prey or enemy. Experienced aquarists know why it is called the finger splitter. It can shatter even thick aquarium glass. a shattering strike that generates light and sound, the ultimate form of underwater combat. But what if defense is not about smashing the enemy, but sacrificing yourself, turning into a living bomb? The exploding ant. What does true heroism mean? For some, it is not just the readiness to die, but the ability to turn death itself into the most effective weapon. In the rainforests of Borneo and Thailand lives an ant whose main defense is the act of ultimate sacrifice. When threatened, it literally explodes to protect the colony. Imagine a soldier whose body from head to abdomen is filled with toxic glue. When an enemy, another ant or a spider, comes too close, it does the unthinkable. With a brutal muscle contraction, it bursts its abdominal wall. Out gushes a sticky yellow corrosive substance that instantly immobilizes and poisons the attacker. It is like the explosion of a tiny chemical grenade, with the shards being the ant's own body. Could there be a greater act of selflessness for the sake of one's kind? The most striking part is that not all ants are capable of this. The honour of becoming a living bomb falls only to the older workers. As they age, their glands grow abnormally large, while the young and strong ants prefer to flee from danger. It is a perfect survival strategy, when the most experienced but less productive members of the colony take the final blow, saving the future of the nest. One tiny sacrifice saves thousands, but what if the weapon could be used again and again, firing not sticky poison but real boiling chemicals? The bombardier beetle. How do you turn your body into a chemical reactor, blasting out scalding liquid to drive off any attacker? On every continent except Antarctica lives this little engineer, the bombardier beetle. When threatened, it fires from the tip of its abdomen a jet of boiling corrosive fluid. Inside its body is a true two-chamber laboratory. One chamber holds the reagents, the other the catalyst. When the enemy, like a frog or spider, comes too close, the beetle mixes them in a reaction chamber. A violent chemical reaction raises the temperature almost to 100 degrees Celsius. The generated steam forces the liquid out with an audible pop. It is like a miniature steam cannon. Can there be a more elegant and frightening defense? The most amazing thing is that the beetle can fire up to 20 shots in succession, aiming in any direction thanks to a movable abdomen tip. Its reaction chamber is reinforced to withstand the explosion. Engineers study this process to design better spray systems and even prevent detonation in engines. A burst of boiling liquid saves the beetle's life. But what if instead of burning the enemy, you could poison the area itself, driving predators away in panic? Skunks. What if your smell was so strong it became a weapon? Not just an unpleasant odour, but a chemical attack that can blind and repel even the boldest hunter. In the forests and fields of North and South America lives the little creature whose name became a synonym for foul odour. The skunk, a master of defence, sprays its stinking liquid several metres away. This is not just a smell, it is an oily liquid made of sulphur compounds called thiols. Under its tail are two grape-sized glands. This is its arsenal. Before attacking it, always warns, it stomps, it lifts its tail. If the threat continues, it contracts the muscles around the glands and sprays a jet straight into the opponent's face. It can hit a target from 3 to even 5 metres away. Is this not the perfect example of winning without fighting? The secret of this weapon is its persistence. The stench is so penetrating it can last for weeks, and when it touches the eyes it causes burning pain and temporary blindness. Interestingly, the skunk has almost no natural predators. Those who have once suffered its defense remember forever. The only regular hunter is the great horned owl, whose sense of smell is very weak. A chemical curtain that poisons the air, a mighty weapon. But what if you need to vanish underwater, creating a cloud that not only hides but confuses the pursuer? The octopus. How do you create a smokescreen that not only hides but blinds, disorients the sense of smell, and can even kill its own maker? In the ocean depths, worldwide lives the master of disappearance, the common octopus. Its defense weapon is a cloud of ink that turns clear water into an impenetrable veil. This is not just dark fluid, but a multi-component chemical weapon. In a special sac near the digestive system is a concentrated mix of melanin and mucus. When threatened, the octopus shoots this liquid through its siphon, creating a cloud as large as its body. The deadliest part of the ink is the enzyme tyrosinase. When it hits a predator's eyes, it causes burning pain and temporary blindness. At the same time, it disrupts smell and taste receptors, making the predator lose the trail. Is this not a triple defense system in one shot? But this weapon comes at a price. The ink is so toxic that the octopus itself may die if it does not swim away fast enough. In aquariums, they often kill themselves by their own defense. They also create decoys, pseudomorphs, clumps of ink mixed with mucus shaped like the octopus itself. While the predator attacks the false body, the real mollusk escapes. A cloud that blinds the enemy and can kill the creator, the ultimate price of freedom. The arsenal of nature's defences is limitless, from chemical attacks to electric discharges. The Japanese honeybee. How can you turn your own body into a living heat generator, roasting to death an enemy many times greater in size and power? In the forests and mountains of Japan lives a unique defence system, the Japanese honeybee. Its main enemy, the giant Asian hornet, can wipe out a colony of 30,000 bees in just an hour. But Japanese bees have a deadly countermeasure. When a hornet scout approaches the hive, the bees do not sting, useless against its thick armoured shell. Instead, they prepare an ambush with the entrance left open. As soon as the hornet enters, hundreds of bees swarm it, forming a tight ball and begin vibrating their muscles in unison. The temperature inside this living furnace rises to 47 degrees Celsius. The hornet's maximum tolerance is 46 degrees. Is this not the most sophisticated execution in nature? Literally cooking the enemy alive. The most astonishing thing is that bees survive at only 2 degrees above the hornet's threshold. It is an evolutionary race on the edge of life and death. Added to this, the wing vibrations raise carbon dioxide inside the ball, making conditions even worse for the hornet. Some bees die in the process, but the colony is saved. European bees do not have this defense and are helpless before Asian hornets. To turn your body into a living furnace, this is the highest form of collective sacrifice for survival. Nature created an arsenal of defences where every species found a unique way to fight back. The stick insect. What if the best way to survive is not to fight at all, but to disappear, to dissolve in plain sight, becoming the forest itself? In tropical and subtropical forests, worldwide live masters of camouflage, stick insects. Their primary defense is complete blending with the environment, and for some, chemical attack as well. Their entire body is built for deception. Long, thin, with knobby joints, it perfectly copies a dry twig. They freeze for hours, living statues. When the wind blows, they sway slowly like a real branch. This disguise is so perfect that a predator may look straight at a stick insect and not see it. But what if the trick fails? Some species have a second surprise, shooting a pungent spray that irritates eyes and breathing passages. Is this not a genius two-step defense? Their mastery of deception goes even further. The eggs of many stick insects look exactly like seeds. Some even have a tiny food attachment that ants love. They carry the eggs into their nests, eat the extra piece, and discard the egg deep in their underground trash pile. There, perfectly safe, the young stick insect hatches. It is like sending the offspring by courier to the safest incubator. To become invisible to survive. But what if survival means not just hiding, but creating an illusion that fools the predator's sense of smell and taste? The pufferfish. What if you could instantly transform from a helpless victim into a fortress covered with sharp spikes? In tropical seas swims a fish that changes its size and nature in seconds. The pufferfish, whose defense is rapid transformation into a spiny ball. When danger approaches, this small fish performs an incredible transformation. It gulps huge amounts of water, swelling to 2 or 3 times its size. Its elastic skin stretches, and hundreds of tiny spines, usually pressed flat, stand on end, turning it into a living sea urchin. Now it cannot be swallowed, it jams in the predator's mouth, causing agonizing pain with its spikes. Is this not the fastest costume change in the ocean? But that is not all. The skin, liver, and internal organs of the pufferfish contain tetrodotoxin, one of the most potent poisons in nature. It is 1,000 times stronger than cyanide, a predator that insists on attacking risks a lethal dose. In Japan, this fish is a delicacy, but only chefs with special licenses are allowed to prepare it. One wrong cut and the dish becomes a deadly trap for humans. Nature has created an astonishing arsenal of survival strategies, each perfect in its own way. It still holds millions of secrets left to uncover. Which defense amazed you the most? Write about it in the comments.